Coming back to New York after 10 years has been a powerful reminder of how this city shaped me in ways I never fully understood back then. When I first moved to New York 10 years ago, I felt like a small fish in a huge, overwhelming ocean. From navigating career shifts to breaking out of the newcomer bubble, looking back now, there are so many things I wish I'd known back then. If I could go back in time, I'd give my younger self these 10 tips that could have saved me so much time, stress, and effort, and get the best out of New York City. So in this video, from navigating career shifts to break through the newcomer bubble, these are all the 10 tips I wish someone could have told me when I first moved to the city 10 years ago. And stick around until the end of this video because I'm going to share one single buzzword that you can be part of the heartbeat of any city. And trust me, it's going to change the way that you think how you should start a new life. It's something that I discovered much later, but it changes the whole perspective of how every single time I wanted to settle down in a new city and start a new life. So tip number 1 is don't let FOMO to drive your decisions. New York City is a city that never sleeps, same as a lot of other big cities. I guess most of the people, if you just start your career, will be. Something when I was in my 20s that I do very often is whenever someone else is trying to arrange a party or they say, oh, let's go to this place, let's go somewhere together, I will almost always say yes. And sometimes it doesn't necessarily lead to better result, especially when you're trying to get to a new city. I think you might want to pick the activities that can actually amplify the result the most. Like what brings you joy, what gives you the best opportunity and chances to, after the event, you want to feel happier and also make good friendship and connections rather than just go to any single ones. I remember there's one night I just drank downtown, and when I came back home, it's around like 2-3 a.m. I was terribly drunk. I was super unhappy. I was starting to question all of my life decisions. I was like, why the hell am I staying for 2 rounds of drinks when I'm not? I now don't drink anymore, but at the time even, I wasn't someone who's very good at drinking. And we thought that's a good way to do networking, but actually, how much good connections can you build when you're just getting drunk with people? And that's something I think if I go back in time, I would tell myself. And tip number 2 is start early to build a personal brand. I think 10 years ago, there's no TikTok and Instagram is not even as popular as nowadays, and also YouTube. Not everyone has a YouTube. Nowadays, it feels like everyone has a YouTube channel. But if I would start over, I will start to build my personal brand more efficiently and more intentionally. How do I want to position myself on LinkedIn? Do I want to have a personal website? What kind of information I wanted to put it on my personal website so people will be able to find me and know who I am. Like if you're a student, you wanted to put all the research on your personal website, you can put, it's basically in your control what kind of information, how you want to market yourself, so other people will be able to reach out to you if they end up wanting to get to know you. So that's something I will be doing more effectively in the past if I know that. And please don't feel like it's a big undertaking. Just start with one platform, do a niche, and do some topics that you're comfortable and curious about. It helps in a lot of ways, not just by networking, but also about your own confidence. It feels like you're building something on your own. It's your own brand, and it's your ownership of something that's very you. So tip number 3 is find mentors, but also peer supports. I remember back in the days, I was always trying to find mentors, even though I wasn't always successful. But my peers, my friends who are also trying to find their way to get a job, to figure out life in this city, they actually give me a lot of support. We had a lot of great times, even though now 10 years later, I still have a lot of friends I could catch up with in Manhattan, even though I hadn't been around for a long time. Those are the relationships when you build in your 20s. I think especially in cities like New York, you'll be able to meet so many different people from all walks of life. It's not the same as any other cities. So if you can build those peer supports, it goes a long way. Tip number 4 is maximize free resources. New York is a great metropolitan city, which means it offers a lot of facilities that not many smaller cities can offer, same as other metropolitan cities, I believe. For example, the New York Public Library is a wealth of knowledge. You just need to look inside of it. And I believe there's so many different activities nowadays and meetup you can join. Last year, I was trying to get more connections in the climate kind of world, and I end up finding so many free meetup events in London itself. I believe that's the same or even more in New York. So I would have urged myself 10 years ago to seek out those opportunities, not just going to the career events that most of the people are going to go to, some kind of other events that actually brings the best out of you and makes you who you are, so that you can build the genuine connections to find a job, to find your relationship. I've heard stories that people who went to a meetup, they actually find their partner there. This naturally leads us to the tip number 5. It's your network is your network. This is a very famous sentence that has been said many times. It's not initiated by me, but it's very true. It's even more true in a great city like New York. People always say that find a city in your early 20s is somewhere that it can amplify your luck service area, expand your luck service area. The reason being, here you'll be able to meet people that you would never be able to meet somewhere else. I will urge myself 10 years ago just to meet as many people as possible at the way that I am comfortable with, and to extend that network, keep that network, retain that network for my future self. Tip number 6 is be ready to reinvent yourself. New York is a city that's always changing, same as us, same as anyone who's watching this. If you're in your 20s, if you're just starting out in a new city, it's very exciting. I know it's very scary, but it's also very exciting that you get to lead yourself to someone that you want to become. So seize those opportunities, make the change, and be the change. Reinvent yourself, evolve every day. You wouldn't be able to recognize who you are 5 years or in 10 years if you just improve 1% every day. Having said all of those, tip number 7 is also very important. Take breaks and recharge. In a city like this that never sleep, everyone walks even a little faster. Myself, I'm a very fast walker already, but in New York, I felt like I'm walking very slow. So you need to take conscious effort to really rest. It's something that I wouldn't know. I wasn't aware 10 years ago. I was just thinking everyone is working, I should need to work until I'm exhausted. Counterintuitively not helpful to do it that way, because after you burn out, it's actually you need to take more time to restart. Think of like a laptop or a computer. If you use it to the point that you need to send it back to the factory, you actually are waiting for several weeks or even several months before you can even start using your computer again. We as human beings work the same way. So tip number 8 is always value experiences over things. It's something that I didn't know in the past. I was always trying to chase the next discount, the next big sale of this big brand or stuff like that. But I'm always hesitating if I'm trying to book a trip or join a study group or join a training camp or something like that. But those are actually long-term investment compared to the consumptions that we make every day to buy stuff. Like you buy a piece of clothes, it depreciates, starts from the time you purchase it. But as an experience, once you have that experience in mind, you can always look back to the experience. You can think back to the nice memories. It's like compound interest of memories. So invest value experience over things. That's what I would say. Tip number 9 is get comfortable of being uncomfortable. I guess I was living it every day, but until recently, someone said that to me. I feel like you're being very comfortable being uncomfortable. Trust me, no one is going to be comfortable being uncomfortable, but we can change the inner monologue and change the way that we see difficulties to always find a way to make it easier. I think New York is a perfect place, or any of the big metropolitan city is a perfect place for anyone to practice that, because every day you encounter new situations. For example, I was just new to the city. I don't know what to do. A lot of the times I fall into these forever downward spiral of I don't know what to do this. I was so bad. I was not enough. I'm not smart enough. But now I'll be able to catch it. I wish 10 years ago myself am able to do that and just use that practice every single day, this is a new challenge. What can I do to improve rather than to feel sad about myself? Finally, this is the number 10 secret, which is the game changer of me, is how do you break up your own bubble to get into the city? One thing I find it really, really useful that I found much later after I left New York is to join a local gym or to find a sports that you are very passionate about. There's several benefits of those. Like myself now, I love yoga. I just went to hot yoga yesterday. I love cycling classes. I've been doing that every day since I'm here for the past 2 weeks. That, or if somebody who like those kind of team sports, they can join a tennis club. You can go for like play table tennis. I think the benefit of doing that is, one, you join somebody's regular life, because if you go to a club like that, you have something in common, but that's not culturally you. It's something like, for example, I go for a yoga class. It's something that I practice as who I am, but not necessarily bring the whole set of my upbringing to the table. Same as other people, you're in this club together. It's a regular activity, so you meet each other very often, and it's very, very easy for you to meet friends in that way. And the best thing out of this is some kind of sports meetup group nowadays is very, very popular, like the running clubs and stuff like that. It's booming the whole world. I saw it in New York, Lisbon, London, Hong Kong, you name it. Those are activities. Once you've done that, the worst case, you burn calories. In the best case, you meet friends. And also, you meet friends that you are all the same. You're here to accomplish something. You have a shared experience. And that actually gives you a good foundation to become friends and make new connections. And yeah, that's my secret of how to break the newcomer bubble in every single city. I now do it regularly, even if I'm just going to a city for 5 days. I will try to go visit a local gym. And speaking of which, ClassPass is not sponsoring this video, even though I would very much love them to do so. I've been using it for the past 10 months since I go nomadic. It's super helpful. It works in every single big cities. It has all the good deals with the coolest clubs in the city. I would highly recommend that if you're trying to just try, can use that. These are the 10 tips I wish I knew 10 years ago when I first moved to New York to get the best out of New York. But it's never too late to start. And I still am experimenting all of these tips as life goes on, as I move to other cities, and I will share it here with you in my channel. Which of these resonate with you the most? Share with us down below in your comments, and also if you want to share with all of us to get the best experience out of any big cities. If you like this video, please share with your friends and family, hit the like button and subscribe. It really helps. The channel goes a long way. And yeah, I appreciate all of you tuning in to watch this channel, and I wish I can see you way more often. Please look at all the other videos I have it here that is gonna help. Signing off from New York, New York. I'll see you next time.